Hello, everyone, and welcome back for Chapter 1, Lesson 6. And we're going to be talking about some problem-solving strategies today. And the strategy today that we're going to be talking about, you can see right here in our lesson, says write a number sentence. So today we're going to be looking at a story problem.
Here's what I found.
Taking that story problem apart and then writing a math sentence with it. Now, it sounds like a lot of steps. We're going to walk you through it, okay? So here we go. For the example here, 2 children are fishing. 4 more children join them. How many children are fishing in all? Now, these are some things that we might have been doing already in some other lessons. We're just going to be applying it here. So their first thing that they tell you to do here, number 1, says understand. What we're going to do is underline what we know. So in this one here, they did it for us. But what we would do here, we're going to take our pencil. We're going to underline the things that we know. We can underline, we know there are 2 children that are fishing. We know that 4 more children came to join them. All that's left now is, how many children are fishing in all? That's the part that we don't know. And as it says here, circle what you need to find. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to circle what we need to find. That's going to be that sentence that has a question mark at the end of it. Okay, so we're going to circle that. How will I solve the problem? Now I'm thinking here about the problem. How many children are fishing in all? To do that, I'm probably going to need to add my numbers together. Now, I'm going to write my sentence down here, which they already did, so we're going to trace it. So 2 plus how many came to join them? Don't forget your plus sign. 4 came to join them. 2 plus 4 equals 6. So how many children are fishing in all? We're going to go back and answer that circled question. There are 6 fishing in all. Now the last part here is pretty important too. It says, check, is my answer reasonable? That means, does that answer make sense? Does 6 sound like an answer that could make sense? In here, I'd say, yeah, it does. If we were looking at this and we came up with an answer that said 2 plus 4 equals 16, I'd go, whoa, that last number seems really big. I think we should go back and check our work and see if there's anything else that we need to do. Can we draw circles or do some other strategy to check our work? But for here, that sounds reasonable. When we go to the next page here, this is going to be your turn to start digging in and giving it a try. I'll read it. You get your pencil ready. All right. Cassie saw 2 elk in a field. Marta saw 5 elk in the forest. How many elk did they see all together? Underline what you know. I want you to take a minute right now. Underline what you know. If you need to pause the video to do that, that's okay. You can pause me and come back. What do we know? Go ahead. What we know is that Cassie saw 2 elk in a field. They're giving us those numbers. We know those numbers. We also know that Marta saw 5 elk in the forest. We know that. They gave us those numbers. Now you need to circle what we need to find. Go ahead and see if you can figure that one out. Circle the sentence that has the thing you need to find. All right, that should be that sentence with a question mark. How many elk do they see all together? How will I solve this problem? Now we're going to be building a number sentence in the next part, but also it might help if you draw some pictures. If you draw some circles, that might help you too. Whichever strategy works for you. I'm going to walk you through the strategy where we're going to write a sentence first though. So first we know they saw 2 elk because Cassie saw 2 elk. What goes in this circle here? Your options are a plus sign, a minus sign, or an equal sign. I always have my kids do the arm motions with me so they remember their options. So far, we've been talking just about addition, so we're going to be using that plus sign. Okay. The next part is another number that we have to know. Marta saw how many elk? Here I use the 2. Next is the 5. We'll put the 5 there. Now we already used our plus. What symbol goes into the circle? If you said equals, you got it. We're going to put our equal sign there. Now, 2 plus 5. There's some different ways to figure out that answer. You can just add them. You could use your fingers. You could draw circles. Whichever strategy works for you. What does 2 plus 5 equal? 7. We'll put it on that line. There we go. They see 7 elk altogether. Now the fourth step gets overlooked by a lot of people, or some people try to run past it. We're going to make sure we do that every time. Is my answer reasonable? Does your answer make sense? Is 7 a reasonable answer? Yeah, I think it is for this one too. All right, I'm going to let you work on the rest. Parents, there's a lot of reading for this particular lesson, so they may need some additional help reading. Also remember the homework. We're looking for the back portion to be done by your student. We're going to see how they're doing on their independent work. All right, good luck. I'll see you all soon.